guys, here's my new Vibe Seaghost 110. Absolutely love this thing. I'm not a kayaker, I'm a beginning kayaker, a noob. I just had it out on the water a few days ago and absolutely fell in love with it. I know when I saw it online, it was the perfect fishing kayak for my budget, for just some of the features that it had, just how I wanted to get started. So went online at vibekayaks.com. It was $100 off because of all the stuff that's happening around the world with the COVID-19 response, and Vibe was just trying to help out some of their local dealers. So I went ahead and purchased this thing. And what I would like to do is just give you guys a front to back review of this thing, what I like, what I love about it, what I've seen other people say that they like about it, and go from there. All right, guys, so here's the kayak, a full view of it. It's 11 feet long. I think online it says it weighs 62 pounds. It feels like it weighs a little more. I roof mount it and I just throw it on top of my Jeep and strap it down and go. So it's a little heavy, but not too bad. Love the colors, the paddle. Just a quick note, this is the 2019 Seaghost 110. So that means that it didn't come with the paddle, so you have to buy the paddle separately. So I bought this particular paddle. I like the red. I thought it went well with all the red accents on the kayak, but it seems like it's a decent paddle. So I'm gonna move to the front, and we've got just a handle up here in the front with a paddle park. Throw your paddle up in that when you're fishing and just kind of quickly get it out of the way. We've got a hatch up here with a dry bag. It's pretty nice, pretty decent size. There's the piece of plastic that originally came from it to do plastic welds if something ever cracks. This dry bag is removable. You can unattach it from this hatch and gain access to the kayak for different kinds of rigging and different things. So pretty handy. In the future, I do plan on mounting some clip-on navigation lights that you can just turn on and off right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to drill holes in my kayak just yet to do different kinds of rigging, but probably we'll see. So moving on back, we've got what do they call it, the transducer hole. I don't know if you guys can see that or not in the bottom, but you can put your fish finder transducer down there and actually mount it to the bottom. Pretty nice little feature. Mount your fish finder on one of these tracks right here, one of these gear tracks. It's got several gear tracks in the center console, the Vibe console. It's got one here, it's got one there. On the sides up front, it's got some in the back as well that hold down the bungee system. But go back to the front. So the center console, I didn't know how I would feel about it because I do a lot of fly fishing, and it didn't seem to be too big of a problem. When I was out on the lake with it the other day, I thought it would really get in the way potentially, but it doesn't. And to be honest, if I just get terribly annoyed at it, I'll switch to a spin cast or a bait cast rod and be done with it. I can still go fly fishing other places, but I really didn't have any kind of problem with it. So here's the integrated rudder system with the tow control. So you can see this, and this actually controls the rudder that's hooked back here. You do have to install the rudder yourself when the kayak does come, but it wasn't too big of an issue. So there's the rudder. It just drops down, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So again, the tracks that you can mount all sorts of different things to tie off points or rod holders or phone holders, camera holders, all sorts of different things that you can do with these little guys. Even make your own DIY T-track. Yeah, I call it a T-track. It's a gear mount, gear rack that you can do things with. The center console, this is an upgrade from the 2018 and lower Seaghost 110s and Seaghost 130s. It would used to just be one big long piece, but this is actually kind of split into two pieces. So there's some hinges right here. You can open this up. A lot of storage in there. I'm gonna close that back. Found it really useful in the water. I was storing all sorts of things in there. Same thing on this side. Close it back. And there's actually the one really cool thing that I used a lot the one time that I've had it out is this front workspace. It's actually magnetic, so when you put pliers or hooks or different things down that are metal, it just sticks to it. So super nice. couple of dry bags in here. Throw a phone, throw some GoPros, whatever you want to keep safe, wallet, keys. Works pretty well. Pretty pleased with it. Same thing up front. Obviously there's the cup holder right there as well. The scupper holes, let's see, I think there's 8 in this thing if I'm not mistaken. So I pulled the plugs and I'll show you guys the plugs here in just a second. But another paddle park, you've got this on both sides. So I've actually got this paddle with a paddle leash hooked up to one of these eye loops. So if I were to tip it or something crazy, I don't lose my paddle. You can remove the spongy cord, take your paddle off. Pretty awesome. Nice little feature. It's on both sides. The hero seat, man, this thing is super comfortable. I was shocked at how comfortable it was. I didn't know what to expect, but it's adjustable. You can move it from a high position to a low position. Then you got another little small hatch back here. And actually, I think my scupper plugs are in there right now. They are. So you can kind of see what these are. And actually, there's 2 more scupper holes back here. So I guess there's a total of 10 and not 8, like I said earlier. But just plug them in. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. They've got a nice little tab that you can pull them out pretty quickly. Super nice. Again, more storage back there. And this does come out, so if you need to do any kind of rigging or get to the inside of the kayak, you can. So super nice. Got some rod holders. So I just threw a bait casting rod, a little spinner rod here the other day. And then on the other paddle park on the other side, I actually attached my fly rod because the fly rods don't fit in these particular rod holders. So just kind of laid it down the side of the boat and put the bungee over it. It was nice. Let's see what else. So back here, I'm gonna do what everyone else does, get a milk crate, put a bunch of my tackle boxes and gear and different things in there, just to have that back there. This right here is pretty neat. This is pretty slick. So this is to release the rudder, and you can see that there's a little, I don't know what you call these things, but it catches the rudder line pretty easy. So you pull this, it goes down in there, and this little cleat, I think it's called a cleat. And I had kind of lost my mind there for a second. So you can put that there. So the rudder, it's got a little bungee. Take this down, right? You release this, and boom. And the great thing about it, if I were to move one of these tow controls, you can see it doing its thing. This was pretty handy for keeping my kayak oriented in the water towards the areas that I was fishing. It worked, I would say 80% of the time. I was really pleased with it. Some of the things that I'm going to end up adding to this is another fish mount, or a rod holder, sorry, a fish finder for sure. I'm going to add some green lights down the sides for some nighttime fishing potentially, and a safety light here in the back with a flag, because I do plan on being out early in the morning, late in the evening, even after dark. So absolutely love this thing. It is feature packed. Oh, one thing I forgot. So right here you can put some of the plastic waterproof tackle boxes if you want. Come up over the top of it, secure it down. I don't have any of those yet. I have a bunch of smaller Plano tackle boxes that I'm gonna trade out for a larger one that'll fit on that slot, and it's on both sides. So killer deal, killer kayak, going to be tons of fun. Can't wait to get out on the water with some of you guys. Peace.